Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Can you hear
I'm
yourself?
upset.
I'm sorry.
Well, I can always hear myself. I talk way too much.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
That's like literally the feedback that I get from when my manager comes to take my yoga class. She literally looked at me and said, "That was a great class. You talk too much." Cut it back. And I went, "Noted. Thank you."
For me, I gotta like fill the air. The silence when you're interacting with people and the silence is not good for me.
My problem is I enjoy sitting there making direct eye contact and seeing who'll break it first. It's usually not me. Sometimes it's me.
Well, you're a good listener, is what that means. So, hi everyone, and welcome to the Modern Singer Podcast. My name is Ellen.
And my name's Alyssa, and we are so excited. We're also, it's our third episode of the day, if for those of you on YouTube who can tell.
My makeup is melting, our eyes are droopy,
I'm next to a radiator, so like my makeup could literally melt. That got
the middle of winter
so fast. I mean, like I'm also in
winter.
shorts. Like I'm fine.
Good.
Like
that's all that matters.
I'm just cozy.
That's all that matters.
How are you?
It's
What's
Wednesday.
up? It is Wednesday. Is it? It's
I'm
Monday.
good.
Time isn't real.
I thought today was Thursday all day, and I was in very important meetings talking about deadlines that were on Friday, and everyone kept looking at me really weird. And then halfway through, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's Wednesday." So I'm just, ahead, just on top of it is what that means. But yep. I'm good. My wedding ring came in today.
Tell me everything. Does it finally fit?
Charm. It fits. This is the third one I ordered. So my ring is moissanite, and if you don't know what moissanite is, it's like moon rock. It's not mined or anything in the earth. It comes from the space.
Outer space.
Yep, and I love space. I'm a big Trekkie, nerdy space person. So the space rock, and then they lab grow it as well. So anyway, I ordered mine, my wedding band, from a company that does moissanite. The first one is very small and tiny, and it didn't fit right. The second one fit better, but it looked terrible with my ring. My engagement ring was just really bad. And if you're spending money on something, it's got to look right. So third time is the charm. It came in. It is so pretty. So excited.
It sounds like Goldilocks and the Three Bears with your ring.
It really is. I did not know that rings would be so hard to pick and so hard to match. I wear necklaces, but I'm not a big jewelry person. I don't really wear earrings. I don't really wear rings. So that was hard for me, but it is done. That box is checked. It's pretty, and I'm happy.
I'm so excited. And we talked about it last episode, but it's going to be desert colors. Does Alyssa know what that means, even though she lived in the desert for 22 years? Absolutely not. So.
I know, everyone asks me, what are your colors? What are your colors? And they're expecting me to
think about rocks.
Yeah, just like desert vibes. I'm like, okay, but like what colors? I'm like, well, be like browns. There's some greens. And yeah, like more browns.
If it looks like you can compost it, that's a great color.
Yeah. Google the desert, and that is the vibe and colors.
Amazing. I feel like you should at least give people a photo of, pick something that looks like this.
Oh my gosh, just circulate a photo of the desert. Like, these are the colors. This is it right here.
It would be very helpful. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I did not expect this, but a lot of people want me to tell them what to do and what to wear. Like, obviously the bridal party, stuff like that, but like parents, I have friends, I have cousins. Like, what do I wear? I don't know, girl.
I don't want to clash.
I know.
I want to look like I'm supposed to be there, and I want people to question whether or not I'm in the bridal party, and I want to be that person.
Then
I want to be the drama.
Cinnamon. We're white. You want to be the drama, we're white.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? I'm like
I
half
wouldn't
tempted
care.
to get like a white cape and wear it to your wedding now, like over my actual dress. I'm not going to because I have to fly. And that sounds like a lot of planning, but just know that the thought is there.
Hey, if you were white, I would die of laughter. It would be so good. It would be a much needed laugh on a stressful, exciting day. So just know I'm for it. Oh my gosh. What have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I work a lot. Oh, I know what I'm doing. I recently just did, recently when we're recording this, it's currently the middle of January. I just did my first of 2 classes at Broadway Dance Center with Core Power Yoga. I am so excited. Everyone was asking me if it was a regular thing, and my response was, no, I wanted to take a free dance class. And so I offered to teach half of it, and they said yes.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah, so I am still very sore. The first class we did, I learned how to do the original Broadway choreography to the can-can. And there were a bunch of dancers with their legs all the way up here. And I am a mover, so my leg went straight out to the side, and I faced the wrong way a lot. But you know what? I had a lot of fun.
Gosh.
I got to take dance class with Jason Wise, who I've been trying to take his class for months. And I'm so excited, but I definitely need to warm up my hip flexors before next time.
Oh my gosh, it does sound like fun. I don't know if I could get my leg. I was Valenciennes in Merry Widow, and we had to do a can-can. And I couldn't even get my leg straight. It was like I had to like lean back.
But I feel like that's like the character also, because she's like drunk in that scene.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was a struggle for me, and I don't think I've done the can-can since. So good for you, man.
Thanks. So let's talk about side hustles. It's
oh my gosh,
very common for gig workers like singers to have side hustles. So how many do you think you've had at one time?
Oh my gosh, at one time? Lord. I think my craziest was, I think it was only 5. I say that.
Do I win? I don't know if I win. My therapist is going to yell at me when she hears this.
I think you win, though. I think you win. I think it was 5.
Okay. Yeah, mine was 9 during my second year of grad school. Because
a lot. That's a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot. But I'm working on paring it down so that I'm not overworking myself. That is definitely something that I've learned in the pandemic, is how to learn how to ask for help when I need to say no to something and I don't know how to say no to something. A lot of side hustles can be done right from the comfort of your own home, starting with teaching. I teach voice lessons from home in this very corner. This plant is usually not here, but all of my students know this corner. They see me here every week. I teach on Zoom. There are other people who teach in person, but here in COVID times in New York City, that is not a possibility. So definitely check out. You get a free Zoom subscription. You send it out to your students, and it's a great way to make some cash.
And what's really great also is you don't have to rent a space. You already own your space, whether that be your home or somebody else's home that you're using. You can do back-to-back lessons. You don't have to travel from place to place, from student's house to student's house, or anything like that. Back-to-back lessons means more money, means less time spent making that cash. And just like Patricia O said, if you didn't catch our interview with her, she talked about how teaching on Zoom, she's a coach, and how as a coach on Zoom, she can see your face as the singer, which is something that she couldn't do before when she was sitting at the piano, which is kind of nice because she said that she could help vowels and facial movements and stuff like that. So there are some plus sides to Zoom and teaching on Zoom, even though we all had to shift a little bit through the pandemic.
Yeah. And something I've actually noticed, because I teach primarily middle schoolers and high schoolers something I've noticed is a lot of them who can tend to be a little bit more shy, especially when I ask them to do some bonkers things. For all of you who've ever taken a voice lesson with me, just prepare to be weird and it's going to be super fun. But it just gives them the permission because they're very comfortable in that space. There's no one there to hear them. They've all come out of their shell so much more. And it's just, oh, it makes me so happy. I've watched them grow leaps and bounds over the past couple of years.
Another side hustle that I know, Alyssa, you and I have definitely been a part of web design, is web design and social media. These are really, really common these days, especially social media. Every company needs a social media expert. And as millennials, as Gen Z, we're on social media all the time. Every company needs social media. We're promoting ourselves, we're marketing ourselves on social media. So that is something that might come naturally to you and be an easy side hustle and an easy way to make some steady cash. Web design also super, super great. A lot of us have had to learn those skills of web design just for promoting ourselves. I know that that was the reason why I learned how to design websites. And from there, I developed skills. Other people liked my website and I was like, hey, did you do that yourself? Did you hire someone? No, I did it myself. And that turned into a little bit of extra cash for me as well. Not only can you design the website and make a lot of money off an hourly rate of designing the website, but also maintaining the website. Some people might not want to update their material. Some people might not want to add different audio tracks or different pages and stuff like that. And you can really keep the longevity of that gig by updating materials.
And it's something that if you're not comfortable with it now, there are so many resources that you can find for free online to learn how to do it. There are courses, there's workbooks that you can find, and if you have a little extra money in your budget, you can always invest in one of the courses.
And don't be afraid to just start. There are a lot of different platforms that you can build websites on that are super, super easy. You don't have to learn how to code. You don't have to do all this back-end stuff. Wix is one of them, super great. It has a lot of built-ins, a lot of really easy tools that come naturally to people like us who are very tech savvy. Squarespace is another one that you can check out. Just a lot of really easy platforms on there that allows you to turn that into cash.
Something else you can do is pet walking and pet sitting. A lot of people here in New York use Rover. They will walk dogs. They will let them come and stay at their house. Personally, I don't do that because I have had horror stories of people's dogs peeing on your carpet. So definitely be aware of that when you're going into it. But it's really good money. Here in New York, Rover is huge. I know that when I was in Boston, though, we used WAG, which was just for dog walking, not for dog sitting. But that might have changed. Honestly, who knows? I stopped doing it like 3 years ago. So, but also, hey, not sponsored, but Rover or WAG, if either of you would like to sponsor us, please feel free.
It's a great way to get out of your house, especially all of us cooped up in the middle of the pandemic. Get out of your house.
Oh, yeah.
Get some fresh air, have some fun with a little puppy or kitty or something like that, and, make some extra cash on the side.
Or if you're in Arizona and you're my sister, a turtle.
The possibilities of animals are endless.
Exactly. 100%.
100. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
I can't help it.
I can't stop noticing it now, though. Every time, ever since last episode, all I can think of is, 100%.
We're going to make hats.
Got to make merch out of it.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of merch, another great way to make some extra cash is selling your artwork or products on Etsy. Super easy to set up. Oh my gosh. And everybody is on Etsy. When I'm looking for a homemade gift or something I want to give that's personalized, I always search on Etsy. Very easy to set up, very easy to make some extra cash. It could be a printable, it could be a craft item that you have. It could be a digital piece of artwork or digital thank you notes. The possibilities are endless. If you're really, really good at something, definitely check out Etsy and throw it up, see what happens.
Something else you can do if you have a little bit more time on your hands is vintage clothing resale. if you have the time to go into a vintage store, start digging through items, digging through bins, and then you can resell them online to make a little extra spending cash. There are so many places like Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and all sorts of other apps. I think Depop is the one that Gen Z uses. Is that right?
I think so. That sounds right. Yeah. I'm not in that circle,
No.
but you know.
I like to pretend that I can talk to Gen Z. I cannot. I am very much a millennial, but spending a little extra time at thrift stores and learning what people are looking for online is definitely a great way to spend your time.
Freelance writing and editing is also a great way to make some extra cash. Do a quick Google search to see who is hiring and evaluate what you know about those certain topics and what level of writing or editing you can achieve. This is a great way to make extra cash. Sometimes they pay by word, depending on writing or editing, and sometimes it's per article. It may seem low when you're looking at it, maybe like 5 cents a word, but that really adds up, especially when you're doing a bunch of them. It doesn't really take a long time to edit. It may not take a long time for you to write a paragraph or a blurb for a company, and all that nickel and diming does add up.
Sorry, I'm like listening to whatever my neighbor is doing upstairs.
That's really funny.
And I'm very concerned for my ceiling at this point.
We did look up, we did link a freelance writing. Oh Lord, it's a freelance writing article, right? I know, right? Fine.
Well, no, it's a place where people post gigs. It's literally called freelancewritinggigs.com.
Oh, perfect. Well, we put that in the links below. So definitely check that out.
Something else you can do that is super easy and quick is voiceover acting. Similar to freelance writing, it could be paid per hour that you record it could be paid per article you record or per word. It really depends on the gig. But something I have found super useful and super lucrative is audiobook recording. And I use acx.com, which is Amazon's Audible. So it's either Amazon or Audible, and I don't remember, but they pay really well. I know a lot of singers who bought a nice mic over the pandemic because they needed to order pre-screens or record pre-screens rather, and it's just sitting there. You might as well use it.
Yeah, definitely take advantage of all that hardware that you had to purchase over the pandemic to
no need to buy it again.
Right? I mean, you already have it. Why not? Definitely. Another really great side hustle that is actually my favorite and I hold near and dear to my heart is nannying. I love children and I nannied for 4 years for the same family. Oh, I had so much fun. It's a steady paycheck. You get, depending on who you work with and how many hours, what structure they need you for, it's usually a steady paycheck, usually steady hours. Depending on the age of the kids, you can go do some fun stuff and the comfortability of the family. You could go out into the public, a lot of park visits, a lot of playing games and coloring and doodling and doing just really fun activities. That was really good for my mental health because I stepped out of the workforce kind of mentality and got to go do fun stuff with cool little kids. I also, while they were napping, was able to get other work done like Modern Singer, or if you're in school, you could do your homework while they're napping. Also, what's really great is sometimes the hours are short and you can do your other side gigs while doing nannying as well. If you love kids, I would definitely check this out as an option. Usually families pay really well because they want somebody who cares about their kids, who is responsible and somebody they trust with their kids. And so they're willing to spend a little bit of extra money to make sure that they have that person.
My favorite babysitting gigs are the ones where I show up, the kids are already asleep, and the parents say, "Here's the Netflix password."
Oh, perfect. I love those too.
My favorite gigs.
So good. It's so good. Those are great also, especially when you're comfortable with the family, or you can just like hang out, eat popcorn from their pantry.
Yeah, and it's a great way to network too.
I almost said, yeah, 100%. So I had to hold it back. Held it back. Whew.
If you have a lot of administrative or clerical experience, sign up for a temp agency near you. Some gigs may last a couple of weeks, while some may last 6 months to a year. There are also remote opportunities available depending on your skill set. Keep up with your typing, office suite skills such as Excel, data entry skills, and bookkeeping knowledge. One caveat. It might be difficult to save your voice, particularly if you answer a lot of phone calls during the day. Remember to always support your speaking voice as you would your singing voice. The 9-to-5 schedule may also put a damper on day gigs, so make sure to keep what you need out of your side hustle in mind when you're thinking of your overall career.
So we just listed out a bunch of really great side hustles, but how to find a side hustle that works for you and evaluating what you need as a person, both monetarily and emotionally, to make the right choice. The first step that you need to do is follow the budget you set up for yourself. Gotten this far in the podcast and you haven't listened to episode 7 about budgeting, you need to pause and go back and listen to that and then come back here and hit play again.
Or having hit your play budget, and then just know that you should know what your budget is.
Or just definitely go back and
finish it. Go listen to 7. You'll be great.
Finish this one and go back and listen to 7 about how to make your budget and making your budget and following your budget that you set up for yourself will really, really help with your side hustles. Also remember, self-care is super, super, super important. You don't always need to be working to be successful and happy. It's really hard for us as singers, as professionals, as people who own our own business to understand that, to build in time for relaxation and for self-care, but you have to, or you're going to just fall over and die like Alyssa and I have in the past.
Stop outing me. My therapist already yells at me. She yelled at me today.
You know, gotta call it as it is. Gotta call it as it is.
Caitlin, I'm sorry. I'm crying.
Like, sorry, not sorry, okay? If you're still trying to find resources on how to pick your side hustle, definitely visit our shop and definitely sign up for our freebie vault, both in the links below. And you can also check out the tons of articles that we have on our site, also linked below.
Please make sure to like, review, and subscribe to the podcast. Every little bit helps. And you know, if you're looking for free ways to help your favorite podcasters, that is the automatic best way you can do it. Make sure you're listening. Make sure that you don't skip through the ads because we get paid per listen and you don't even have to pay us for it.
Yeah, talk about our side hustle. Talk about our side hustle. This is it. This is our side hustle. So please help us keep our side hustle going.
Yeah, you can follow us on social media. All of our links are going to be in the description below. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Eventually we'll come up with a better sign off.
That was cute. I like it. It was fun.